Hey folks, High Tech Red here with the third and final video on an inconvenient fact. You know, at the end of part 2 I was talking about the Declaration of Independence. I would encourage all of you to look that up and read it. It's very inspiring, I think. And you know, when I think back to what it must have been like for our forefathers, these were people who really went through a lot of hardships, who shed blood in order to have and design a country that we've enjoyed for all these generations. And you should do a little investigation and appreciate those who came before us to give us the things that you and I have taken for granted for so long and are on the brink of losing and have lost so much of. Anyway, I was kind of tongue-tied there at the end, but the Declaration of Independence says that we have the God-given right to liberty, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Okay? And the Declaration of Independence also states that when the government gets to the point to where it takes upon itself powers that were not given by the people, and when it turns into what it has become today, where it does away with our rights and the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence states that we, the people, not only have the right, but we have the responsibility to take whatever means necessary and take that government back under control and do whatever we think is necessary to install that government back to its original intent, to be by the people, of the people, and for the people. And I'm not going to elaborate on that anymore. I think that's very self-explanatory. And I want you all to remember that when you're thinking about, you know, the rights and our Constitution and things that have been taken away from us here in the last decade, and especially under the Bush administration, all of the executive orders that he signed that just decimated our Constitution and our Bill of Rights. I want you to remember that so many of these, no government ever gave them to you. They were God-given rights as a human being on this planet. You have the right to the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, okay? You didn't rely on anybody to give you that. That was given to you as a human being put on this planet. And nobody has the right to take that away. And you know, some things I believe are worth fighting for and worth dying for. And there's many people in our past that have died so that we could have those rights. And you know, I'm making this video just because I consider myself a hard-working, working-class person in this country. I care about my country. I care about other people. And, you know, I don't care about being wealthy and powerful. I just care about being able to get up in the morning and doing whatever I decide to do that day, and in the pursuit of my happiness and my well-being. I want to tell you something else too. There's one of the most simple pleasures on this earth is helping somebody else do something that they can't do for themselves. I'm going to tell you what, when you help somebody else do something that they can't do for themselves, it does so much more for me than it actually does for them. Something on the inside. There's no antidepressant, there's no amount of sunshine or anything else that makes me feel better than than to actually help somebody that needed help, that couldn't do that for themselves. And I'm going to tell you something else too. In this life, if you can end up and you can honestly say that you've got a friend, a true friend, somebody that when you need something, that you can call that person to help you, and they'll drop whatever they're doing and they will come and help you because they know that you would do the same for them. If you honestly have that in your life, that's worth more than any amount of money that any of these rich and powerful people have, because I'll guarantee you they don't have that. They can't buy that. They'd like to think they can buy that, but they can't. That's free. That's free. And that's worth more than any amount of money that any of these power mongers could ever spend. And fortunately, I've experienced that in my life. I have a couple of people who are the greatest friends that God could ever bless a person with. And I consider myself very fortunate to have that. And I don't know how much longer that things are going to last here before they fall apart. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about the whole thing. There's nothing that I'd like more than to see the economy turn around, than to see President Obama do away with all of these illegal executive orders that President Bush signed. And but I just don't see it happening, And one of the worst things that I see happening right now, and it's in my state, it's happening so much on the state level, but it's also on the federal level, is that we have three separate branches of government in the way our government is designed. We have the judicial branch of government, the executive branch of government, and the legislative branch of government. Each of these branches of government remain separate from each other, and that is called our system of checks and balances. However, in Michigan, our state is broke, and they could only get away with raising taxes only so much, and people just won't tolerate it. So what they've done is try to turn everybody into a criminal. They've given the executive branch of government judicial authority. In other words, in the state of Michigan, there's a whole bunch of different traffic tickets that you can get that after you've paid that fine, the Department of Treasury turns around and fines you again. And I'm not talking little fines, I'm talking hundreds of dollars spread out over 2 years. The executive branch of government does not have the authority to do that, and the legislative branch of government doesn't have the authority to give the executive branch that power. And this is happening at all levels of government. President Bush set the example, signing these executive orders that he made, giving the executive branch of government all the authority to do all this wiretapping and surveillance on citizenry. Let me tell you something. This is interesting. I'm a union electrician, and in the mid-'90s, in Calhoun County, Michigan, I installed the electronic gear to where if you live in Calhoun County, every 30 days, your phone has been tapped at least once. It's a revolving phone tap, and it's set up on keywords. And if any of those keywords are mentioned during the time that your phone is tapped, your conversations are recorded. This is on a revolving deal. It goes constantly. And anyway, this is the end of the series, and hopefully I've made you aware of a few things, and I thank you for watching, and God bless you. I hope you have a good day.